Nah,
Do you regret meeting someone do you regret some of these relationships that you've built?
I mean, not really, because it's like at the end of the day, even if I disagree with the way that like somebody like AD left and like the fact that he or T-Rail or whoever that they put narratives out there that I disagreed with or whatever, it's still like it was still positive for the platform while it was happening, and it's still opened doors for the platform going in different directions. Like it's kind of hard to even think about before 2020. We weren't really even like super tapped into like talking to all these LA artists and stuff. So it's kind of like when you get a host, even take somebody like Sharp, if we want to just talk about people who are kind of outside you guys' friend group or whatever, it's like Sharp grew the platform, brought in all these views. Then when he leaves, up some relationships with like the people who are closer to him and not with me, but it's like ultimately it still feels like it's for the best, because you know I got to work on like making the transition smoother, because like that Sharp, even like it didn't have to get as intense as it did. You know, I could have very easily like pulled back and not said every single thing that I had privately thought about him over the years.
Do you think that type make people scared to come with you on some? Because like a lot of the fallouts you have with your ex co-hosts, it do look like that.
Yeah, I mean, because even like you look at the comment section on the 4X, and it's like, oh, we already know how this is going to end. We already know you guys are going to fall out in a couple months. And I have to like.
Did you think about that though? Like a 4Extra type?
I have to like warn him. I have to be like, yo, listen, this is what all these people are going to say.
Yeah.
This is what all the comments are going to say. I just want you to know I'm with you, and like we're building something here and everything. And it's like, I don't have any ill intentions for you. I have positive intentions for you 100%, just like the way with everybody else. And if it ends up going left or it doesn't work out in the long run, like let's just, you know, keep level heads about it and keep it cool, because I'm not going to disrespect you or turn this into something it ain't, you know?
Nah, for sure. I feel that. But all right, so what's your favorite era of No Jumper?
See, that's the funny thing, is that people always say like, oh, there was this era and this era was good and then everything after that sucks. But it's like 2016 era was like SoundCloud rap era where, you know, we were having.
That was an instrumental era right there.
That was the illest in a lot of ways, because I didn't know what was going on. But we had like X, Lil Pump, Smoke Perp, Lil Yachty, Ian Connor, Suicide Boys, like that whole world. Sure. And it was like, it seemed really small at that time. So that was the ill era. And then 2017, we go to Melrose. All of a sudden, you got like actual famous people popping into the store on a daily basis. And that was sick. And like just all kinds of crazy going on in that. Then I feel like the sort of like 2019 era was like sort of weak, because we like got a different space, but we hadn't really like developed more hosts and stuff. We're still doing interviews. It's cool, but it's not great. Then 2020, AD comes on, and that was cool. That's like a breath of new air. All of a sudden we got a host that the people actually with, and that was a lot of fun. And then like T-Rail comes in, Duno comes in, then you got like the disconnect with House Phone and Blasey and all that. So like that era definitely kind of stands out to me as being like the era that people want us to recreate in a lot of ways, just because even though like I feel like our hosts now might go more viral with somebody like Brick or Whack or 4Extras or whatever, it's like at that time it felt like a very organic friend group, you know?
The AD era.
The AD, T-Rail, Duno, that whole era just kind of felt very organic.
Do you be missing that era?
Yeah, I miss that era, but I also feel like it feels like that kind of for me now too, with people like, you know, me and Lush and Brick, and you know, obviously like Brick and Whack can't even be around each other, but now we got 4Extras and Brick cool again, and it does feel like a very like real friend group now. But then also I feel like at that time it just felt different, because it was like we could do podcasts and nobody would complain if me and House Phone and AD sat there and talked about just joked around for hours and hours, you know, whereas now it's like people want topics. They want, you know, it's like now, like when I see the comments when we talk about dicks and vaginas and drugs and for the first like 40 minutes, where it's like, I don't know, it does feel different. Podcasting has changed in general too. Like the standard was so much lower in 2020. Like you could just have a bunch of homies hanging out and it kind of felt more acceptable. Even now, I see you got a list. Everybody have a topic list. Like nobody wants to hear you just.
It's like 2 days in. Like the second time ever using this though. I don't never.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's like
yeah, that is like
for sure. Like this era right now, when you fast forward, people are gonna be like,
You
"Oh,
didn't even know it was
We
there.
ain't even
I
seen
ain't
that.
never seen that in my life.
Yeah, I literally just got that.
So this is the second
swear to
episode we
God.
had it up
I
there.
got a question though. Like, I see you hiring a lot of, black faces on your platform. Like, what's your goal? Like, I see, with 4 extras, I fuck with this. But like, what is your goal with?
Turn your mic up some, John.
What is your goal with scouting out, 4 extras and these other black? I'm gonna just call them just people, black people. Like, what is your goal for yourself?
I mean, I guess the goal is really just to make great content and just to like build up a crew of people that are, when they come together, it's greater than just the sum of their parts, and like the gang or the street element of it is not really like the important part to me so much. Like if you go back to that era with House Phone and all them people, like there was a lot less street talk and, still to this day, like it don't really matter. Like when I bring somebody like Remo in, who's from Mississippi and he's
The
not.
Remo informed. He like that know the whole. So that's like bringing a street in that just he know everything though. So he a necessary evil.
Remo,
don't even-
Omar Epps, he like the Omar Epps play a cop in every goddamn movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, Remo, he like the black cop that can kinda
Remo
sneak
is the
around
black
and
cop though, for sure.
But like
Shout out
Remo's
Remo.
an example
chicken
of
wings
like
with
maybe like 4 extras is going to get all the crazy clickbait attention or whatever, but somebody like Remo or even Flacco, I found Flacco.
Yeah, shout out Flacco. That's
He's
he a good talent right
He's
there.
in North Dakota, and I felt like I saw him, and I just like believed that he had potential and stuff. I honestly feel like
That's some strange potential again, though.
You're right.
Like,
No, for sure.
To find a Flacco, somebody who I don't be getting it, man. So should be. I'm like a conspiracy theorist too.
Mm-hmm.
So you fall in that for me, and
he's definitely
you just found Flacco out of a pond, and he like one of the one hey right there. That's like
that
for real, though.
part of it is
And you
surprising
seen that
sometimes. Nah, but honestly, when I brought him in, there wasn't all this like Charleston White, like the gang member type energy or whatever.
so you switched them, you influenced them then.
He kind of just
He said this what Adam like.
slowly pivoted
For sure.
a little bit, but I also feel like he, when he was first saying like all these gang members belong in jail or whatever, or like, basically saying all this shit, like hip hop obviously like worships gangster type people, personas. So I feel like honestly, Flacco being willing to say that like,
That's
that
not
shit
hip hop.
ain't cool.
Hip hop doesn't worship. You said what you say again? Say again?
Hip hop worships like, or has like a special space for, a 50 Cent gets way more praise than in any other world. In any other world, if you got shot 9 times, they would probably look at you like they don't want to fuck with you. And then in hip hop, they look at you as like, oh, he's real. Like he been through
That's
shit.
not
How
true
did it make
though.
you feel in your world?
That's what I was about to say though. That's not because in your world you fuck with 50.
I got multiple worlds though. I mean, I got like the normal ass white person world that I'm sometimes in, and then I got like the hip hop street culture world in which I completely understand, So
What's the
That's
normal?
the-
That's,
wait.
I don't know. Hold on, John. I don't know.
Because right there, that's you saying you have.
You can't say you
world
completely understand the
and
street code.
yeah, I just want to understand what you're saying right now, Adam. You're saying you have your world, and then you understand the street culture and that, but that's where the culture vulture come in at, because you can always run back to your world. Like us that's in this lane, we live this. We gotta continue to live this. You dabble in, stir it up, and then you go back to
Wait,
your white people world.
that's the and you all right. So you said I live a normal white people world. So what would you consider the black
That's
people
what I
world?
was getting at. I want to know.
This ain't Black History Month. Shout out Black
Just
History
to
Month.
paint the picture of the white person world. This morning,
I got
we
you.
wake
Jack.
up, we make breakfast as a family, and then we go to the private school tour thing. And then afterwards, we go to Barnes and Noble, and then we go to the ice cream shop around the corner. All right.
Okay.
So that's like day to day. That's a very big.
What you listening to
chunk
while
of
you
my
going
life.
there? What you sliding to?
Sabrina Carpenter, Taylor Swift, Post Malone. Yeah, really like having a kid has really like forced me to dabble into a lot of like non-hip hop music, because even when I put the Dot album on when it first came off, my girl turned it off after one song because there was too much profanity, which she don't want the kid to hear, which is, we don't think of Kendrick as being like an offensive rapper because we know what like actual offensive rap sounds like. But Yeah,
But it's understandable for the youth, for sure.
That's when you go into work. It's like, this is daddy's, this is the job.
I also play drill music around her, and it's just like they are rapping so fast that she can't tell what they're saying, so that feels acceptable too. But
What's your favorite?
Hold on, wait. So that's the normal world of that world. So explain the other one then.
the other one is like, hanging out in the studio all night, maybe taking a Percocet 10.
This is the black world.
Going to Vernon Avenue, filming a vlog real quick. I don't know. I mean, like obviously that is more. That's not my day-to-day life, but it is the that I sit and do.
No, not the normal black person world. You speaking like
I mean, there's a million
off the
different
bat.
like lived black experiences. Obviously, you got black people that don't hang out on Vernon Avenue all day either. So it's like I'm not acting like that is the singular experience of black people in America. I've been around black people for a nice chunk of my life, and I've seen everything in between too. So I mean, it ain't like like obviously with me doing content and it's like we're trying to find exciting things to do storylines about. But at the same time, like I could get a Remo and I could get a 4 Extras, and it's like one is trying to live a nice, clean life, and one is obviously.
Who that call come from? You, or like is that a collective thing
Which one?
of what y'all need? This is what we're trying to put out there. From a platform. Is that just call come from you? Or
We all
you
just
gotta-
like work together on it. Honestly, people bring me ideas all day. Say, hey, watch this video, watch this interview clip, watch this. Like,
Flacco do he get paid for his recruits? He told me. He said, "Well, whatever. Never mind."
I mean, I don't know. I mean, he brings people to the news. Would I give him a bonus if he found like the next great host? If he finds a host that is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars to me, would I eventually be like, yeah, I'll break you off? Sure, but I mean, I ain't really.
All right, so let me ask you this then, Adam, because all right, so when
It is in the talks, right?
It's possible for sure.
I'm saying y'all actually kind of. He knows that, right? Like
Flacco,
if I bring some heat over there,
next MACKwop, we're gonna break bread.
So